Hello. Afternoon, everyone. Gail, Ruth.
Karina. How are you?
Hi there.
Oh,
it's a cold morning here. It's so cold.
Oh, yes. Here is so sunny. Here is too sunny. It's
what
too
was that?
sunny. Here is too sunny.
Too sunny?
Yes. Yes.
Full moon last night and tonight, so I believe there's been some spectacular sunrises and sunsets. So watch out for the sky tonight. Should be amazing.
Yeah.
I love a full moon. It's a magical time. Time to make wishes. Hi there, Ruth and Jan. MTL 7 said hello too. Welcome. Excellent. Nice to see you all. All right, just a few seconds before I take us to our minutes. There's Elvis ready for his yoga practice. My cats are both sound asleep for now anyway. There was a very interesting online, a member of the Yoga Alliance Professionals. There was an interesting course came up today that I might do. Do you remember, some of you, I did a class on trauma-sensitive yoga. Did that a few weeks ago. So this course popped up, an online, hi there, Val, Zoom course for 12 weeks for people who are already teachers to teach more deeply yoga for trauma. So I've expressed an interest. The only thing is it's on Fridays. So I don't know if I can adjust the time of this class if I decide to go ahead with it, or I noticed there's no online yoga on a Wednesday evening. That might be another option. However, I'd want to make sure that everyone was happy for me to change it if I go ahead. So I've only expressed interest at the moment. But yeah, it would interfere with this class. So I've told Lorna about it and asked her advice. And yeah, we'll take it from there. But I'm nothing definite yet.
And on Wednesday evening, what time?
Well, what I was thinking for you people, it could be, I noticed, like I say, a Wednesday night on the timetable, there's no yoga. So if it was round about 6 or 7 p.m. UK, I could do that on a Wednesday, because that would be 5 hours earlier for me. I couldn't make this class any earlier because, again, that would mean getting up at like 4:30 in the morning to fit it in. But, you know, I'm just mentioning it, just putting it out there so you know that, and it might just be for the 12 weeks of the course as well. So there's an introduction on the first week of December, then the course runs through January and February. So if I go ahead with it, there might be, if Lorna agrees to it, a change in this class. But we'll see what happens. All right, let's take to our mats. You've got a couple of blocks and possibly a strap nearby, and maybe if you like a blanket to sit on or a cushion, then you can gather all that around. And it's the last day for me of teaching. The power is in your hands. Tomorrow, new routine starts called Smile, and it's a chakra routine tomorrow. So once again, welcome to everyone. Lovely to have you all here. And just lie back and close your eyes. So many of you did this routine on Saturday, and as I always mention, usually by Friday, the routine changes a tiny bit, not much, just through teaching it all week to my other classes. Sometimes I change the order around or something changes. And it's always good to do the routine twice if you do get a chance, so Saturday mornings and Friday afternoons. And this week is all about your hands, well, mainly about your hands. So as you lie in preparation Shavasana, allow your arms to drop away from your torso and let the palms of the hands be slightly upturned without force. Relax all the muscles of your shoulders, spine, legs, and ankles, all the way down to your toes. Relax your face. And focus on the tip of your nose as you take nice, deep breaths. Imagine you're breathing so fully that you're sending the oxygen right to the tips of your toes and fingers. Nice, full, deep breaths. Our fingers are dexterous, strong, and acute sensory receptors. So bring in focus to your hands. In every posture that we do today, will enhance the energy flow and improve your concentration. We will be applying a few mudras where one finger touches another, or 2 or 3 fingers touch each other, or the fingers touch the palm of the hand, etc. And we'll notice how that can really aid so many things in our practice, but also outside of our practice. There's a mudra you can apply when you have a headache. There's a mudra you can apply when you have back pain, etc., etc. They can improve your memory, aid sleep, lower stress, and improve your focus, amongst many other things. So as you notice your hands, let's begin to move now. When you're ready, bend your knees and feel your feet flat on the mat. And then, pulling down on your belly to keep the back nice and safe, bring the right knee into your hands, perhaps interlacing your hands around the roundness of your knee. Relax your shoulders and extend your left leg along the mat. Gently encourage the right leg closer and closer to your chest on the right side, squeezing your right thigh into the ascending colon area for your digestion. Slip your hands behind the leg now, either behind the thigh or behind the calf, and point your toes of your right foot up to the ceiling. Softly rotate your ankle 3 times in each direction. Just feeling with your fingers as well, how that involves other muscles in your leg. And then pointing the toes higher up, gently pull. Pulling your tummy even stronger now, and lift up your head and shoulders. And imagine you could touch your nose and knee together. And then release, bending your right leg and placing the foot on the mat. Also bend the left now, so both knees back in starting position. Hug your left leg in, bring it close to the left side of your torso, and extend your right leg along the mat. Now your thigh is encouraging the descending colon to awaken. So always start with the right when you do knee hugs. Ascending colon first, descending follows. Relaxing your shoulders and hugging the leg. Bring the hands behind the leg to support it as you stretch it up to the sky. Give it a gentle pull, keeping the right leg down as flat as you can. Rotate the left ankle 3 times each direction. And after that, pull in the tummy strongly. Big breath in, lift head and shoulders, breathe out, encourage the left knee closer to you. Lifting up through your core, and then release both feet on the mat. Relax your lower back, your shoulders, and then taking both feet off the floor, hands around the roundness of the knees, draw the legs close to you, squeezing into the center of your belly, and then holding the knees tightly, take little circles around the base of your spine, circling your knees, moving from hip to hip, and change direction. This usually feels really nice on the lower back. And then when you're ready, dropping the feet again and rocking to your preferred side to come all the way up to sitting. Find yourself a comfortable upright position, maybe using a prop to put under your tail, and relax into your preferred sitting position while we work with our hands. All right, let's get the hands warmed up as well as the rest of the body. This will involve your shoulders and all the muscles of your arms as well. So as you draw yourself to a nice upright position, make sure you're not tipping forward or rounding back. So press down with the buttocks and legs and up through the head. Breathing in, raise your arms to shoulder height. Breathing out, spin them so the palms are up. Inhale and curl all the fingers into your palm, covering them with the thumb, and exhale, reach the fingers out. Inhale, now put your thumb on the inside before you curl your fingers around it. Exhale, stretch them out. Speed that up. Clench with the thumb outside, release. Thumb inside, release. Keep that going. Squeezing in with your fingers to your palms as tightly as you can. Warming up the thumb as well as the fingers by squeezing it. And squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. A few more. Feel the energy in your shoulders, holding them at that height. Moving all the way into your fingertips. Couple more. And release, and just allow the hands to be outstretched, the arms to reach out from the shoulders. Close your eyes and focus on the sensation in your hands. Notice any tingling as the prana finds its way into each finger, both thumbs and the palms of your hands. Keeping your eyes closed, raise the arms up to the sky until the palms meet in prayer position. And take the prayer pose hands, Anjali Mudra, to your heart. Now begin to rub your palms vigorously together. Make them really, really hot. Then take your hot hands and cover your closed eyes with them, pressing your palms lightly into the eyes. And then as you move your hands slightly away, blink your eyes open. Take your left thumb into the very center of your right palm, right in the middle, and press firmly, supporting your hand with the left hand and pressing into the right. And then circle, push and circle into the center of your right palm. Now use your thumb quite deeply and change the direction. This is to awaken and get the Hatha chakra ready for the work that we need, the energy wheel in the center of our palms. We have one in the center of both our arches of our feet as well. Change hands, use right thumb to press deeply into left palm and keep the pressure quite deep as you circle around. Just keeping the thumb in one spot and circling. And then changing direction. The same as we sometimes do with a golf ball on our feet. We spend quite a lot of time on the arches to really get the energy moving, wakening it up and moving it around. And this spot, this Hasta chakra, that little spot there about the size of the tip of your thumb, is when the yoga teachers say try to keep the cup of your hand lifted when your hands are on the floor. It's just that bit, just that little indent that lifts away from the floor while the rest of your hand is flat. So remember that for flat hands. Now give your hands a really good shake, like you're trying to dry your hands and there's no paper towel. So flinging the water off your fingers and really feel the energy building up. A few more. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lay the backs of your hands on your lap. Close your eyes again and bring all your awareness to the tingling in your fingers, thumbs, and palms of hands. The power is in your hands. If you use your hands properly, you can transform your practice, really make it much more strong. Your shoulders will benefit, everything, your concentration as you use your hands. Now blink your eyes open, turn your palms down. We are ready to begin. Come on over onto your hands and knees. Placing any cushions and blankets away from you. As we come into child's pose, if you find there's always a gap between your sitting bones and your heels, you could put your cushion or blanket in there for this first time in child's pose. So where doable, keep your knees together, your heels close together. If that is far too uncomfortable, then separate the knees. And then first time we do this with flat hands. So remember, the Hasta chakra is the only point that's off the floor. So reach your hands forward, Hasta Balasana. Look at your hands, spread your fingers, and make sure the index and thumb are firmly on your mat. And then tuck in your head, keeping your forearms off the floor. Just look through at your knees. Don't worry if your head's not on the floor, doesn't matter. We have 5 digits on each hand. Both thumbs represent the element of fire and really help us with our willpower. They also represent the universal consciousness. Our index fingers are the air element, and it's all about our wisdom, and it is the individual consciousness. Our middle finger is the element of ether, and it helps us with our patience and purity. Our ring finger is the earth finger, and it's about our health and our passion. And the pinky is a water element, creativity and lethargy. So if we had got the fire and the water together, we could help to overcome tiredness, for example. From here, breathing in, rise up, bring your shoulders right above your wrists. Breathe out, separate your knees under your hips, and your feet are the same distance. Let's begin with just a few cow cats here. As you inhale, send the nose and the chin and the chest forward, the hips up and back. And as you exhale, tuck the tail, lift the navel, and tuck the chin. Shoulders are still back. Inhale to the hollow back cow. Exhale to the rounded spine of a cat stretch. 3 more sets. Nice deep breaths. Relax your jaw and your forehead. Focus on the air coming in and out of your nose, in and out of your lungs. 1 more. At the end of your last exhale, again, press your hips right back, pressing back and trying to get connection between bottom and heels. Now look at your hands as you stretch them forward and bring them on to the tips of each 5 of the digits on each hand. We sometimes call this cupcake hands. And we're really lifting the wrist, the forearm, the elbows, and the upper arms. Focus on lifting up your armpits. drawing back your ribs and then dropping your head to look between your knees. Breathe here, right up on the fingertips. If you haven't already done this sequence, you might find this next bit a little bit difficult. And if your hands hurt a little, not in a painful way, but just like, oh, that's difficult, then try to persevere. But if there's pain, like sharp pain, flatten your hands. The feedback so far is it's difficult at the time, but the difference in the feeling of the hands is immense, like your hands should feel alive for the rest of the day and tomorrow. Big breath in, come forward, bring shoulders above wrists with your hands still in cupcakes. Tuck your toes and press your weight back into downward facing dog on the fingertips. Pull in your tummy strongly, come to plank, which I think is the most difficult one. And then drop your knees, release your toes, send your hips back. So can we do that? Another few flows from your fingertip, child pose. Lift up, tuck your toes, lift your knees, push the hips back, heels back, downward facing dog. Come forward, pull in your tummy strongly, bring your head forward, tail down, and then knees down, release the toes, child's pose. Third time, lift the torso enough to get toes tucked and knees lifted, and then press the weight back, downward facing dog. Come forward into fingertip plank, and drop the knees, release the toes, and push back. Can we manage 2 more sets? If it's too much, flatten your hands. Lift enough to tuck toes, lift knees, push back, downward facing dog. Come forward, plank. Drop the knees, release the toes, child's pose. One more time, everyone. Lift up to downward facing dog on the fingertips. Good. From downward facing dog, try a plank on your fingertips. Nice. And then let the knees go down. And this time as you go back to child pose, maybe fold your arms to rest your head on them, or bring them down by your feet if possible, and just be aware of your fingers and the energy that's in them, benefiting your whole hand and more, all the way to your shoulders. Now drawing your tummy, look forward and reach your hands forward flat. Spread your fingers. Breathing in, come up, tuck the toes, lift the knees, downward facing dog. Breathe out, press your weight back towards your heels. Those lovely energized hands, feeling the lift in the Hatha chakra point where you pressed your thumbs. Spreading the fingers well, all the knuckles down, thumbs pressing inwards. And then walk your feet towards your hands. Once there, come into Uttanasana, the forward fold. You can keep your hands on the floor, on the feet, around the ankles, or up on the shins. And feel nice straight legs where doable. Body coming close, upper body coming close to the thighs, head hanging. And now, bend your knees and send your weight to your heels. Really push your bottom back so your knees are not beyond your toes. Try and push backwards as much as you can. Inhale and look forward and raise your arms up, bring your torso up to chair pose, dropping your tail and reaching up through your hands. You can expand your arms as wide as you like or as narrow as you like. Take the arm bones from the elbow to the shoulder, deeply into the shoulder socket. Engage the arms inwards. Lift the chest and drop the tail. Take 3 more deep breaths if you can. Focus your gaze, your eyes are straight ahead. Soft gaze, relaxed forehead. And at the end of your 3rd exhale, drop back into Uttanasana. Hold your ankles if you can. Look between your knees and lift your tail towards straight legs. Don't force it though. And then nice and easy, bend your knees again, hands on the thighs, and rise up. We're practicing our chair pose, our warrior one pose, and tree pose. And then we're going to do them again with different positions with our fingers, just to see if it changes anything for you. So that was straightforward arms up in chair pose. We'll change that later. Now, bring your hands to your hips for warrior one. If you find it difficult to keep both hip points forward in warrior one, take a wider apart stance in your feet before you start. And then keeping your right foot where it is, step back onto left tippy toes, pause, and then look down at your right knee and bring it above the body of your right foot and stop it from falling into the left. So keep it strongly open at the inner thigh. Spin your left heel down and notice if that width apart is right for your hips. Really trying to draw the frontal hip bones, cinching them together to pull up your belly. And then inhale, same arms, let them spin forward and up. Exhale, lift the chin and chest. Again, you can take your arms as wide as you like. You can interlace your hands and point your index fingers in the Kali Mudra if you like. And pull the arms back by your ears and lift your gaze up to the sky. And just notice how it feels for your head, neck, shoulders, upper back, chest, core, hips, and legs. This pose takes every single part of the body to perform it to its best ability. Look forward, bring your hands back to your hips, and step forward strongly. Again, taking the width a wee bit wider if you find that helps. Traditionally, especially in like Ashtanga, Vinyasa, and other styles, the feet are together so that when you step back, you're in that one straight line. But that often feels really difficult around the pelvis, and then that can be detrimental to the knees. So having the feet wider is usually better to align your hips forward. Hands on the hips, right foot back onto its tippy toes. Check your left knee and bend it so you can still see your 5 toes. And then spin your right heel down. Encourage the right hip forward, left buttock back. Watch you're not sticking out to the left. And when you've got your foot position where you want it, inhale forward and up with your arms. Exhale, lift the gaze, lift the chest, lift the chin. Find the arms that suit you best. Interlacing, if you like, can help you to draw the arms back by your ears. Lifting the gaze up. Virabhadrasana 1. Again, the next time we do this, the hands will be different. How does it feel for your neck to lift your chin and drop your head back? Just be careful it's not all in your neck, or then you won't get your chest to lift too higher. So maybe taking the chin down a little bit closer to your throat, and then lifting the breastbone higher. Then let the head go higher. And when you're ready, hands to the hips, look forward. Strongly engage pelvic floor and belly, and step forward. Relax, release shoulders, relax the arms. And now let's take a little practice of Vrikshasana, tree pose. Standing wherever you like on your mat, separating your feet just a little where it feels that when you lift one foot, you've got good balance on the other. So again, that might mean a little wider for some. Some of you might like feet together. Spread the toes well and feel both feet equally on the mat before we lift one. Drop your tail, engage Mula Bandha. Draw inwards and upwards, a scooping sensation around the belly, and keep a nice open chest. As you inhale, let your arms just float where they feel happy, and exhale, lift your right knee to hip height. Without turning the torso, so fix your hip points forward. From deep inside the right leg, open up. Feel the stretch maybe on your right inner thigh. And then where you put the foot is up to you, as long as it's not on the inner knee. So below or above the left knee. Try not to let the foot kick you out to the side or stick your bottom out, so keep the alignment everywhere else. The heel presses more than the toes, and the toes shouldn't really be visible. So I often see a lot of beginners doing this kind of business, and I ask them if they're a monkey in the trees. So we don't grip with our toes. It's the pressure between the standing leg and the heel. Then let's just take the classic Anjali Mudra, prayer hands, and slide the shoulder blades down. And again, the hands will be different on the next time we do tree. Tree pose is called Vriksh, V-R-K-S, Vrikshasana. Very good for our focus, concentration, hip opening, strength of the standing leg, stability not only in body, but in mind. And then release this right leg lifted to the mat. Maybe give the legs a little kick out in between. And prepare for the lifting of the left leg. Engage, relax the arms. Lift your left foot, bring a knee in front of hip and pause there to find alignment. Out turn from deep inside, not the torso, but the leg. Good. Bring it into the standing leg and find your place. Press with the heel. Press the standing leg into the heel. And when you've got it, bring your hands to Anjali Mudra, which in itself is a very helpful mudra for the tree pose. And sometimes it's done with the prayer hands behind, which you're welcome to try. Little finger tip edge on the spine. Little finger on the spine. It's a big turn for the wrists and forearms, and it's very good to help combat tennis elbow and wrist issues of all kinds. But it can feel quite difficult. You've got to have rotation around your shoulders as well to get the prayer hands together. As I often mention, the best place to practice that is when you're in the shower and get lots of soap on your hands so they slide into position. It really works. And then release hands, release leg, and relax your legs. So the sequence is now going to be chair pose, warrior one, tree, then back to chair pose, warrior one on the opposite side, tree pose on the other side. And in the first pose, Utkatasana chair, we're going to apply what's called Vayu Mudra. Just in case if you were there on Saturday, you've forgotten, or you weren't there on Saturday, it's your index finger. So it comes in on both hands to the rounded pad of your thumb mount. And then the thumb really holds it tightly in position. The other three fingers are staying together and upright. Vayu Mudra. This mudra is the best one for arthritis. If you have arthritis anywhere in your body, try to practice this mudra for a few minutes every day. It's about the air in our body. It's an air mudra. So if there's too much air in your body, if you're a Vata body type, you're more prone to problems with digestion, wind, and arthritis. So this is your mudra. It's also very good for focus and concentration. When our arms are up high, your palms will face each other like this. First of all, bring them down by your legs. Standing at the short front end of your mat, because after Utkatasana, we then have our warrior. So both feet centered. Feel your mudra. Press your thumbs deeply into those index fingers. Inhale, send the arms forward and up to the sky. Exhale, sit back with your tail with the weight in your heels. Drop your tail heavy, lift the heart center light. Imagine a ball of energy between your palms, helping you to really maintain this pose. Again, arm bones heavy into their sockets, plug them in. Sit back towards your heels a little bit deeper. Keep your gaze forward. Nice soft drishti, no tension in your mouth or your forehead or eyes. Breathing in, rise up from your chair pose, release your mudra, hands to the hips, breathing out. Now step back into warrior one position with your left foot, keeping right foot at the front. Bend the right knee deeply. Bring your hips to face the front of your mat, the short end. Inhale and raise your hands up with nice open fingers. And then exhale, bend your elbows out to the side and bring your open fingers onto your skull. So we don't want to flatten the hands like this. We want to keep the fingertips on the skull. And with your thumb, try and find the ridge of the base of your skull. The other fingers slightly curled like the cupcake hands. And then in your warrior one position, using your thumbs in particular, raise your gaze up to the sky, tip your chin up. Big breath in, lift your chest, span your elbows wider, breathe out, lift your head higher and press the head into your hands. At the same time, press the fingertips into your head, supporting your head, encouraging the lift of your neck. And with the length of your neck, travel that down to the length of your side body, lifting up your armpits, pressing down into your feet. Lengthen. This is not really a mudra, but it's still using our hands to benefit our pose. Now breathing in, center your head, look forward, hands to hips. Breathing out, step forward. Standing on your right leg, I'll face this way, you can stay wherever you are. Bring the left leg up into your tree pose. Now with the left foot lifted, bring the hands in front, palms up, and place the right hand on top of the left. Touch the tip of your thumbs very gently together. Slide your shoulder blades down and feel your arms are quite heavy, so the elbows are slightly bent out. With the thumb points touching, this is your main focus, just where the thumbs lightly touch. Take a soft drishti, gaze straight ahead. With your eyes soft, cast them down to the earth. Just let the eyelids half close. Keep the head neutral, just the eyes dropping. Take all your awareness to where your thumbs are touching and see if perhaps you can stay in your tree balance and close your eyes. This is Dhyana Mudra, mudra of meditation, contemplation, concentration. And then if your eyes are still closed, let them open and release. Well done. Back to the first one. Utkatasana, the chair. Virabhadrasana 1, the warrior. And tree pose on the opposite leg. Bringing your Vayu Mudra in, so index finger tucked in to touch the mound of the thumb, and cover the index finger, press it with your thumb. Breathing in, raise the mudra up to the sky. Breathing out, sit deeply into your chair. Drop your tail, lift your pelvic floor. Concentrate on the palms facing each other with a big ball of energy between them. Drop your arm bones into the shoulder sockets. Press your hips backwards and downwards. Your toes are light, your heels are heavy. Breathe. Vayu Mudra. Balances the energy, calms anxiety, and very useful for arthritis in the body. One more breath here. And then as you inhale the next time, spread your fingers as you rise up and exhale the hands to the hips. Well done. Keeping the left foot at the front, step back into your warrior shape and spin your right foot down. Encourage the hips, points frontal and in towards each other. Remember, you can go wider across your mat with your feet stance. And then inhale, begin to lift your chest. Exhale, lift the arms, spread your fingers. And bring your thumbs under the ridge of your skull, fingertips pressing into the skull. Now use your thumbs to tilt the chin up. Take the weight of your head into your hands, but keep the hands strongly into the head. Elbows are wide, chest is open. Lift the chest, lift the head. Keep the left knee forward and bent. The right foot well connected to the earth. Breathe. Virabhadrasana 1. Two more breaths. Strong through the nose, don't clench your mouth. And after those two, come upright with the head and chest, hands to the hips, and step right foot forward. Then bring your right foot up off the floor and into your tree pose, right into left this time. Press. Now bring the left hand on top with the palms up and the thumb tips touching. Find your space, find your height for your lifted leg. Drop your tail, pull up on your pelvic floor. Take your drishti, your soft gaze, straight ahead. And keeping your head neutral, drop your eyes as if just looking down at the floor without changing the position of your head. Let the eyelids half close and feel the tips of your thumbs connected. And if possible, feeling your left big toe pressing into the floor. Close your eyes. Like the trees in nature, they're rooted and strong, holding themselves upright no matter what happens, weathering the storms, releasing all their leaves and fall, and preparing for better times ahead. More beautiful branches, leaves and berries. At this time of the year, we need to learn about releasing, letting go, to move forward into the future. Whoop. And then if your eyes are still closed, open them up and release. My tree wobbled at the end there. Give your legs a good shake out. Well done, everyone. Well done. Now, still close to the front of your mat, I'd like you to bring your arms in front of you to shoulder height, with the palms facing up. And then bend your elbows into your waist and have the upper arms really attached to your ribs and holding as if your hands are a tray. Imagine someone or something you would like to give an offering to. For example, as I stand in this position, I have my little table there with my favorite Ganesh on it, and Shiva and Krishna. So I would like to offer them some flowers perhaps, or a candle or some incense. But you can have your own thoughts in mind. Just imagine some beautiful offerings in the palms of your hands. We do not want to drop those offerings. So keeping your arms strong, your hands flat. Take a deep inhale up onto your tippy toes. Pull up your pelvic floor, draw in your navel. And as you exhale, try to softly squat, keeping that special offering safe in your hands. Now, if you need to put your hands down to sit down, you can imagine laying your offering down first, or keeping your hands there. I usually widen my knees to sit down into like a Hindi squat almost, and then come on to your bottom. And if you did release your arms, then bring them back into position once you're here, with your heels on the floor and your hands in the offering position. Time for some Navasana work, really focusing on our core, on our spine, but keeping our arms active. So hug them into the sides of your body. Soften your face and gaze forward. Breathing in with a tight tummy lean back, keeping your offering safe in your hands. Breathe out and squeeze. Now, check that you haven't rounded your back, nor have you overly hollowed like this. We don't want this, and we don't want that. Neutral spine. Maybe lean back a tiny bit more, and that might be enough for you today. Or maybe add some weight by lifting your feet up. Now the body feels heavier to hold in this position. Perhaps straighten your legs and lower your legs and lower your upper body away from each other. This is the strongest position. Take care of your offering. Hold for 3 more breaths, tight tummy, neutral spine. On the third exhale, bend your knees, place the heels down, and really strongly lift up. You can let your offering go for a moment and hug your knees, bring your heels nice and close, and just round your back for a moment. That should feel quite good. And we'll repeat that whole boat pose one more time. Here's one of those poses that doesn't really get easy. It never gets easy. It just gets to the point where you're maybe able to lift your legs. If you didn't usually lift your legs, you may be able to lean back further. When I used to do boat pose, and I know in some schools of yoga it's taught way up here, but it is much more demanding to go low down because it's not about your hip flexors. When we have our legs up high, we're using our hip flexors to hold us up there. When we go down low, it's all about the core. So it's one of those poses that you can develop the stronger your core gets. So it's okay to keep your heels on the floor. So feet together, knees together, feet on their heels. Lift up nice and tall, engage your pelvic floor, engage the navel area. Slide your shoulders down, bring the elbows to your waist, the hands like trays of offerings, and the upper arms suction to your ribs. Breathing in, lean back, mindful of your lower back. Breathe out, hold. Now judge for yourself, is this where you should stay? You don't want to hurt yourself. But maybe if you feel you want to, lift your feet. This is a good place to stay. And if you really want to, lift your legs, lower them a little, lean back, low boat. Hold your offering. 3 breaths. 1, 2, 3. Now heels go down and strongly lift. Well done. Lay your offering down. Bring the soles of your feet together. Bump yourself way back from your heels. And now do round your back. Relax your belly and drop your head. As if to put your head on your feet. Just hang out there. Relax and stretch your back. Relax your tummy, relax your neck. Navasana, N-A-V-A, Nava. And when you've recovered, rise up. Bring the knees together and just have a little lean back and a little tick-tock. Oh, this floor's freezing behind. It's still early, so it's still cold in here. I've got the heater on. It's funny when I teach a class at this time of the day, the heating's on and everything's like, whoa. And then when I teach my afternoons here to evenings back in the UK to my private group, it's absolutely boiling with the sun pouring in through the windows, and then I have to put the fans on. It's crazy. All righty, we're coming up to do some practice on our hands and knees. And if you could get yourself a block. We're going to have our block on the floor like this direction so that you're looking at the biggest surface across the way on your mat. You're on your knees, and then you're taking your nice spread hands, and the most important part here is the index finger to thumb, this edge, this frame that we're going to make. We bring our hands down, and the thumb and webbing between the thumb and index finger and the whole length of your index fingers are on the mat against the edges of the block. The other 3 fingers of each hand spread out. As you breathe in, rise up and bring your shoulders right above your wrists, pull in your tummy.
As you breathe out, roll your elbows strongly towards each other and place them down on the floor. Now you might want to take your knees a little bit further back, especially till you get used to this position. It's a forearm down dog. So pressing your toes under, looking at your block, pull up on your belly and ribs, and then lift your knees. Now don't let your head go on the block. Now look through at your knees. Pull up from the floor with your shoulders. Press down from elbows to hands. Keep holding. Keep pressing downwards with the forearms and hands, upwards with your shoulders. Very good. Keep lifting your belly, lifting the bottom ribs. This is hard work. It's so good for our shoulders. And then very gently release and just send your hips back. Maybe fold your arms a moment, or you can use your block to put your head on and rest. I'm going to do a little bit more work with that pose. And coming back up. Now this time, keeping that pressure into the floor and into the block, we go up to the forearm dog, and then we try and raise our right leg up. Now to do this in inverted commas properly, you're supposed to be really close to your block so that when the leg goes up, your leg is right above your shoulders. I can't do that. I just find it so difficult. So when I do it, my knees are back here. Can you see that? So when I go up and then I lift my leg, there's no way that leg is above my shoulders. To get my leg above my shoulders, my knees would have to be way in here. Then coming up. Whoa, that's really tight for me. And then lifting the leg right above the shoulders. Eventually, both legs go up. I can only do that against a wall with a strap around my upper arms and a bit of a help to go up. I've always found that tricky, but I'm not going to say it's impossible because you never know. If you keep working on something, the body eventually goes, okay, pose, I'll let you in. So we can but try. So same position with the hands, everyone. Come right above your wrist with your shoulders. Bring your knees in with a little gap. And then bring your elbows inwards and down onto the mat. Big breath in, tuck your toes, lift your pelvic floor. Breathe out, lift your knees, look through at your feet. Don't let your head go to the floor. If you feel able, walk your feet closer to your block. Inhale, right leg up as high as you can, hold it there, exhale, take another breath, higher, 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 and bring the foot down, bring the knees down, rest. Whew. Wonder if that's as hard work for all of you as it is for me. I find that really tricky, but worth practicing. If there's something tricky about a pose, it's highlighting some tightness in our body. Can you figure out where your tightness is? Lift up to the forearm dog, look through at your feet. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, hold it. Inhale, bring it higher, 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 higher. Exhale, bring the foot down, bring the knees down, and push back. Take a breath. Whew. And then release. Come up and pop your block out of the way. We're not quite finished with that. I want you to see if you can feel more space when we do it with one hand in the cupcake position while the other forearm is down. Have a quick look. Bring my forearms down. I imagine I'm holding my block. I slide one hand. I'm sliding my left hand down until it's across from my right elbow. Now I need to watch I don't go over here to the right. So feeling my left hand with fingertips down, I tuck the toes, I lift up. Now it's the opposite leg. So left hand cupcake, right leg up. It gives you more space. Shall we try? On our hands and knees. And then forearms and knees. Slide your left hand down until it's across from your right elbow on its fingertips. Lean to the left a little. Tuck your toes. Push up into dog. And lift the right leg. Right leg up high. Breathe. Lift it, lift it, lift it. Keep working your left hand, right forearm. And come down. Both forearms grounded. Whew. Now slide your right hand into the cupcake shape across from your left elbow. Don't lean left now, get some weight on that right hand. Pull in your tummy, tuck the toes, forearm dog with a cupcake hand. Left leg up, lift it up high. Head is neutral, breathe. Lift higher, higher, imagine lifting both legs, and then bring the knees down. I've seen that done with one forearm, one hand like that, and both legs up in the air. Can you imagine? Maybe some of you can. Maybe you can do it. We are all so different. We have our strengths in different places. Now, I suggest that we're on our knees here in Virasana, this one. And if it's impossible, even with a couple of blocks maybe between your feet, then you're just going to sit in any shape that makes you upright. A couple of blocks brings all the pressure off your ankles and knees. One block might be sufficient. You might need more, you might need no blocks, you might not want blocks. Maybe you want to feel that sensation a little bit deeper. Or sit on your bottom. Bring the knees together if possible and roll the calf muscles out, right to the right, left to the left. And then sit tall, whatever position you're in. Close your eyes. Lift your crown up to the sky, chin neutral to the earth. And like we did before, bring the hands to prayer, Anjali Mudra, and begin to rub them really vigorously. You're probably feeling really warm with all the work they've done, so just be aware of the heat and make it hotter and hotter and hotter. And place your hot palms over your closed eyes. A little rest, a little inward reflection. Keeping your eyes closed, bring the right palm to the center of your chest, to the spiritual heart, and cover it with your left. Take a moment to be really grateful for your hands, as they are an extension of your heart in their ability to feel, to serve, and connect compassionately, not only to yourself, but to others and the world around you. See the world through compassionate eyes. Treat everyone from your heart as you would your most loved one. Treat yourself with the same love and compassion. Don't be so hard on yourself. Find compassion in everything you do. Blink your eyes, relax your hands, and then coming up onto hands and knees, flatten your hands fully on the mat under your shoulders, shoulders above wrists. Reach out with your toes tucked and your heels pressing into plank. Feel the stretch behind your knees, press firmly away with your heels, and lift to downward facing dog. Stretch backwards with your weight towards your heels. Keep your hands flat, feel every knuckle down. Feel that little spot where the Hasta chakra in the palm of your hands lifts. Breathe. And then ever so gently, come back to your hands and knees. Make sure you've got space to reach your arm forward and your leg back without kicking or knocking over anything. And bring yourself into a nice square shape. Shoulders forward over the hands. When we lift one leg, like the right leg, for example, we have to watch we don't go back with our shoulders. So keep your shoulders fixed above your hands. Pull in your tummy strongly, neutral with your neck looped down, and then sliding your right foot away, lift the right leg, but not too high. Keep alignment in your spine. You can press to your right heel or point your right toes, I don't mind. Now feel your right hand. Feel your left foot and knee. Breathing in, stretch the left arm forward. Breathing out, the thumb is up, the palm is facing the center. Your right shoulder is still above your right hand, not behind. Pull the tummy in, stretch forward with the left arm, back with the right foot. Now sweep your left arm behind your waist. Bend your right knee. Lift your head and chest, look forward. An option, keep your hand and foot as it is, or reach for it, left hand to right foot. With a big inhale, if you've caught your foot, lift it higher. Exhale, reach forward through your chest. Inhale, lift up through your right leg. Exhale, hold the pose. Kneeling bow or balancing bow pose. Work your spine, your chest, your shoulders, your thigh, and then release. Come back to tabletop. Make any movement that feels good. Before we do the other side, you might want to do a cow-cat here. And we'll move in to the other side. So squaring shoulders above hands, knees under hips. Slide away your left leg. Pull in your tummy, lift the left leg, but not too high. Feel your left hand, your right foot. Distribute the weight between them. And bring your right arm forward. Thumb up, palm into the middle. Stretch forward through the right, back through the left. Feel your right foot, don't take the weight off it. Feel your left hand. Inhale and sweep the right arm behind your waist. Exhale, bend up the left leg. Inhale, lift your gaze, lift your chest forward. Exhale, lift your foot up behind you. Perhaps catch it with your right hand. And now lift the knee up higher. Bring the chest more forward. Find the balance of the bow. This will help you doing the one where we lie on our tummy. The spine will get used to this position. The shoulders are stretched. The chest is open. And then release. And again, do what feels good. My suggestion would be a cow-cat again. And release your hips right back to your heels. Stretch your arms forward onto the fingertips like we did at the beginning. Lifting forearms, elbows, upper arms, drop your head. Fingertip child pose. Breathing in, lift enough to get your toes tucked under. Breathing out, lift the knees, fingertip down dog. Inhale, move forward into plank. Exhale, hold. Inhale, move up to downward facing dog. Exhale and walk your feet to your hands. There's more space when you're on your fingertips. Hold your ankles with your hands. Wrap your fingers around your ankles and drop your head. How's your Uttanasana feeling this time? Let the head be heavy, the legs straight, the spine folded. Breathing in, bend your knees and put your hands on them. Breathing out to rise. How are we feeling? Give your hands a bit of a shake out, roll your shoulders. We're going to use 2 blocks now, if you have 2 blocks. At the front edges of our short end of our mat, place your blocks there. Maybe just come down a little bit from the edge, because we're now going to try and flow through 4 sun salutations, right, left, and apart from when our hands are up here, they stay on the blocks through all of the other 11 poses. But when it comes to knees, chest, chin, I think every pose feels easier with the blocks, apart from the knees, chest, chin, because obviously now you've got the depth of the block to go lower than. So when you're here, always remember it's like cow pose. The hips go up, the chin and chest come forward, and then keeping your arms in, you're going to try and get your chest and chin right between the blocks, and then through to cobra. Every pose you do, your hand stays on the blocks, apart from when you come here. Let's give it a try. So feet close to the blocks, a little space in front of them, and they're nice and wide. Drop your shoulders, lift your pelvic floor, find your neutral spine. Breathe in fully. And as you exhale, bring your hands to Anjali Mudra prayer pose. Inhale, lift your arms, your gaze, your chin, your chest. Exhale, fold, placing hands flat on the blocks. Inhale, right leg lunges, knee down, head and chest forward. Hold your breath to plank, shoulders forward, knees down, hips up. Come forward and down, knees, chest, chin. Breathe through to cobra. Lift up, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, big step forward, right foot, left knee goes down. Exhale, forward fold, hands still on the blocks. Now lift the hands off the blocks and reach forward and up to the back bend. Exhale, hands to the heart, round two. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Left leg lunge, breathe in. Now hold on to that breath, shoulders forward, plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, Bhujangasana, the cobra. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, the dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward bend. Inhale, reach forward, up and back, Hasta Tadasana. Exhale, Tadasana. I would suggest now that as long as you're happy where your blocks are, that you try these last two with your eyes closed. Give it a try. If it really makes you feel dizzy or disorientated, simply open them. Close your eyes here in Tadasana. Feel where your feet are. And then breathing in, raise the chest, raise the arms, lean back. Breathing out, hands to the blocks, forward fold. Inhale, right leg lunge, chest forward. Hold your breath into plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale through to cobra. Exhale, tuck toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, lunge your right foot forward, left knee down. Exhale, forward fold, hold. Inhale, carefully up, especially if your eyes are closed, into the back bend. Exhale, hands to heart. Now last one. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, left leg lunge, knee down, chest up. Hold your breath, plank, shoulders forward. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down. Exhale, forward fold, hold and empty your lungs. Inhale through bent knees as they straighten, bring in the bend in your back. And exhale, hands to the heart, eyes closed. Breathe here. Feel the tingling in your fingers and anywhere else in your body where you can really feel the energy moving. Concentrate on the breath at the tip of your nose. And if it's feeling ragged, pull it in nice and deep and control it out slowly, deliberately. And then blink your eyes and release your hands. We are coming to sitting. I would suggest that you have a strap nearby, just in case you want to try the bind here, and the bind is not quite yet in your practice. You can use a false bind, which means holding a strap and holding onto it with the opposite hand rather than reaching for your hand, which I'll explain more in a moment. So you can have your strap folded a couple of times, like so, and then just have it by your side. And then extend your legs nice and straight. After all the movements of back bends and forward bends, it's now going to feel, I hope, really nice and nourishing to do the seated twist. From sitting in Dandasana, bring your hands down and press the floor away. Just press strongly. If your hands don't reach the floor, pop a block under each. And as you press down, feel your torso lengthen. Stack your shoulders above your wrists and bring the spine to its best upright position. Press your bottom down into the mat and lengthen more through your heels. Beautiful danda, strong, straight stick. Keeping the straightness of your spine. Release your hands and bring them to your right knee as you slide your right foot in towards the right buttock. With your hands, help your right leg to cross, bringing right foot to the earth, to the left of your left leg. Now, you might decide to keep your left leg straight because you feel that helps you to be very centered and balanced. If you do bring the left leg in towards the outer right buttock like so, make sure you can still get your bottom evenly down. If you're perched on your left buttock, you're better with your left leg straight. So make sure you can get your left bottom cheek down. Now, for the bind, when we rotate and we come into this kind of position, today I'd like you to try not to put your hand on the floor. Of course, if you want to, you do. It doesn't matter. It's just a suggestion. And then as we get more and more round, I'd like this arm to be behind our waist. If, I'll turn this way so you can see where my hand goes. If the right hand comes all the way to the left waist, there's more chance of this left arm reaching it when we go under the right knee. And your ambition is to hold your wrist. So what I was saying about the false bind, once we rotate to the right, we could take the strap round with us with the right arm. So when the left arm comes through, you hold the strap and you pull your right shoulder back, and that helps you to get more of a rotation. So if you wanted to do that, please do. So from sitting tall, we bring our arms to the sky. We take that first rotation to the right with the whole torso. Then you can bring your strap with you or just your right hand behind your waist. You bring the left upper arm to the outer right knee, as if you're saying stop, have the left palm forward to the right side. That might be enough. If you want to leave that and put your right hand on the floor, that's okay. Or take the left hand under the right knee, and you have to rotate your shoulder of the left shoulder to get through enough there. And then aiming to catch strap, fingers, or right wrist. Bring left shoulder more forward, right shoulder more back, and rotate strongly right. Take your gaze over your right shoulder and breathe. Relax your jaw, your forehead, your eyes. Breathing in, release any holding, come centered, take a half twist left as you breathe out. Oh, feels nice. And then again, center yourself, straighten your legs, and maybe bring your strap to the left if you found that useful. Come back to Dandasana, really aligning head above spine, pushing your weight down with your bottom, up with your head. Take your hands around your left knee as you help it in, and heel nice and close. And then help the leg to ground over to the right of the right leg. Perhaps bring the right foot over to the left, but again, make sure your bottom is down. Sit up nice and tall. Feeling a little bit like I'm going to cramp in my right hip flexor. There's, I don't know what's causing that. So if you're feeling any tightness, you might want to release your right leg. It's disappearing now, so that's good. And then inhale the arms up. Exhale, strong rotation to the left, and this is where you can grab your strap or just place your hand on the waist and bringing your left hand to the outside of your right waist and your right upper arm to the outside of your left leg. If that's impossible, of course, I should have said on the other side, simply hug the leg in and work on the rotation of your spine. If you want to try the bind, bring the right hand down towards the earth rotate the shoulder inwards and slide the hand through to catch the strap, your own fingers, or your aim is to catch your right wrist with your left hand and draw back on your left wrist with right hand on this side, left wrist with right hand. Draw the left shoulder back, right shoulder forward as you rotate. So the main purpose of the bind is to draw the shoulder back, to spin the torso more round to the side, and then take the head round. And it squeezes, of course, your leg. Your inner left thigh is now much closer to your belly. So it really helps with digestion, as well as mobility of your spine and shoulders, openness of your chest, and rotation of the head. Couple more breaths. When you're ready to release, inhale to center, release the bind, exhale to the right, twist. And then release both legs straight out in front again. Stretch. Press out through your heels, lift up tall, press down with the buttocks. And then raise both arms. Inhale strongly, lift out of your pelvis, pull in your tummy. Exhale with the chest leading the way, come forward and pause with your arms still in the air. Bring your arms to either side of your ears, keep the neck neutral. Inhale as if someone is pulling you upwards and forwards. And then exhale and lower down, maybe bringing forearms to the mat, or hands on the legs, or hands around the outer edges of your feet. And draw the crown of your head towards your toes. Nice long spine, straight legs. Paschimottanasana. The legs should be straight, the spine neutral. The face is soft, no frowning, no clenching the teeth. We'll speak more about the importance of this in tomorrow's class, which again will be live again on Friday. Thanksgiving here next week. Thursday, big meal, almost like a Christmas meal. Having John's children round for a meal. Lots of celebrations, lots to be thankful for. In this house, we're thankful for saving the life of yet another turkey. No turkey for us on Thanksgiving or Christmas. So thankful for all the food that is provided by Mother Earth. So I might be a little bit full still on Friday when I'm teaching. Be a little bit indulgent. I'm also making a vegan baked Alaska for the first time. That'll be interesting to see how the meringue turns out. I'll send you a picture. Now look forward, everyone, lifting up a little. And then releasing your arms softly up your legs. Come all the way up. Lean back into your hands with bent elbows. Bend your knees. Lift your chest and a slight lift in your chin. Lean back. Just for a couple of breaths. And then release. It's time for Shavasana. Please get any props you want to use. If you want something under your knees so that your legs are slightly bent when you lie down, you can use a bolster or a blanket or blocks or cushions. And then relax all the way down, warm and comfortable onto your mat. And when you first lie down, the same as we did in preparation, let your arms be away from your body, the palms slightly upturned without pressing, and be aware of the tingling in your fingers and maybe in your toes. Feel it in my fingers. Relax. Drop the weight of your back body down, deliberately and intentionally, releasing all the bones and muscles and attachments. Drop your body off temporarily, but be alert in the mind. Hopefully you've eliminated any disruptions or distractions right to the end of class. Now simply bring your awareness to your breath as it is, without trying to change it or guide it. Notice if your inhale is longer than your exhale or vice versa. Noticing the rhythm with curiosity. And perhaps you can count as you breathe, perhaps for 5 counts when you inhale, and begin to even out the exhale for the same count to make nice balanced breathing and a relaxed body. And as you're dropping into your relaxation, notice what you can hear in your space. As well as my voice, what other sounds are your ears picking up? And be grateful for the ears that help us to hear the voice of our loved ones, our favorite music, and all the sounds of nature. And then notice your sense of smell and offer your appreciation to your nose and the whole system that allows us to smell freshly baked bread, the unmistakable scent of a campfire, our favorite meals, which without being able to smell them, we couldn't taste them. Give thanks for your ability to smell. Offer gratitude to your taste buds, to your tongue and your mouth, for tasting your favorite drinks and foods that nourish you. Notice your skin and the temperature of the air on the parts that are exposed, the texture of the clothing that's keeping you warm, and the delightful sensations in your fingertips that allow you to feel the electricity in your heart when holding hands with your soulmate. Be grateful to your eyes, sending waves of gratitude for letting you see the world around you, for making it possible to make eye contact with your best friend, seeing the smiling faces of those you love. Nature, art, beauty in all its forms. Thank you to the windows of your soul. Notice how you're feeling in your heart. Feel the chest expand as you breathe. And let yourself truly savor the full spectrum of all your senses. And check back in with the balance of your inhales and exhales. From gratitude of our senses, next bring to mind people in your life, beginning with someone that's very easy to love. And picture them there sitting in front of you, smiling at you. And through your heart space, with gratitude, send them thanks for being in your life. As if wherever they were at this very moment, they could receive your gratitude. Shower them with love simply for existence. You can practice this with all the people in your life that you are grateful for at any time. Perhaps bring to mind someone who's made your life easier and thank them for what they've done to help you. Recall someone who has directed you in some way, a teacher in your life, and thank them from your heart for helping you on your journey. Gather up all the people in your life and hold them tightly in your heart, like giving them a great big hug. And let the image go, returning to the balance of your inhales and exhales. We can have gratitude for all our senses, gratitude for all the people in our life that has enriched us and given us lessons. We can also have gratitude for all our material possessions, the possessions that have the most meaning for you. A special piece of jewelry or relic that's been passed down to you or was given to you for a specific purpose, like a wedding ring. Full appreciation of gratitude, of thanks for the home you live in, for the amenities that we take so for granted, to all our clothing and shoes, to our books, our tools, and our electronics that allow us to connect across the ocean. Gratitude to the money that helps you to pay your bills and have some left over. Gratitude helps to make our day brighter. If we awaken every morning with a sense of gratitude, it can really set the tone for the full day ahead. If there's anything else you want to offer your gratitude towards, please take a moment to picture it and send it love from your heart. In this place of Shavasana, feel free to stay and relax longer. But for now, I'm going to bring the class to a close with our Namaste position. So if you do wish to come up, begin to blink, wiggle, stretch and yawn, and take your time coming to sitting. And if you're coming to sitting, placing our hands in Anjali Mudra, hands feel so warm and tingling. And bowing our head to each other across this distance, across the internet. Thank you so much for coming and practicing with me. And maybe I'll see you tomorrow morning's class. For now, namaste. Namaste, everyone. Well done, everyone. I can't see my arrow. There it is. Everyone good?
Yeah.
Yes, good, good. So tomorrow is a chakra-based sequence. We'll work through the chakras with special awareness on the breath and no tension. I'll be encouraging you to smile through your whole practice to soften the face and send the energy through our nostrils to our spine. It's going to be interesting. So I hope to see you either tomorrow or next Friday, and I'll keep you up to date whether I'm doing this course on Fridays or not.
Okay.
starting in December.
I won't be able to do your class tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye for now.
Karina,
Bye.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Bye.
Karina.